explorers, welcome back to Amazing Animals Inc. We're having so much fun with you. Make sure you tune in every week to check out our new vlogs about our amazing animals. Today, we're going to talk all about tortoises and lizards. Here we go.
The blue-tongued skink, and Randall is actually a native skink to Australia, so that is where they're going to be found. He is just over a year old, and these guys can live 20 to 30 years as well, so getting a skink like Randall can be really fun, but it's a long commitment to have. So he is still growing. He'll actually get to be about the whole length of my arm here when he's full grown. And he is an omnivore. That means he eats a little bit of everything. He's going to eat anything from little bugs. He loves mealworms. He even eats eggs and fresh fruits and veggies. So lots of things that they can forage for. And Randall definitely lives up to the name blue-tongued skink because he does in fact have a blue tongue. Now that blue tongue is an important part of their defense mechanism. So in the wild, bright colors like blue actually mean danger or poison. Now you might think of poison dart frogs that are in fact poisonous, and they have that bright color to let other animals know you don't want to eat me. Poison, if you eat it, you ingest it, it's going to upset your stomach like a poison berry. Now Randall is not poisonous at all, but he wants to act like it so no other animals eat him. He is not venomous either, so people always get those two confused, but that means if he bites you, it's not really going to do anything either. But he does have little teeth, but he really just wants to hide and be left alone. So he's got this beautiful pattern on his back. They like to burrow underground, so he's got these short little legs with sharp nails to help him burrow, and little ears on the side of his head so he can hear really well, but those ears kind of help him underground too. They're kind of tucked away into the side of his head. So they're a really awesome species. I love blue-tongued skinks. I think he's got a great little personality. We take him out all the time for programs, and hope you guys enjoy learning about him today.
So we can't be here in Florida and talk about lizards without talking about our world-famous crocodilians, the American alligator. Now there are two types of alligator in the world, the American alligator, which lives here in the southeastern United States, and the Chinese alligator. This little guy here is Crikey, and he was confiscated by our state agency that deals with fish and game because someone tried to keep him as a pet. Alligators do not make good pets. It's very illegal. These guys are protected here in Florida, but they're super cool and they're really important to our ecosystem. A mommy alligator will have about 80 babies, and of those 80 babies, only 2 of them will grow up to be an adult alligator, meaning the rest of them are food sources for lots of other animals, including birds, fish, turtles, and even other alligators. Now, these guys will eat dead, sick, decaying, rotten animals, and animals that are weaker, animals that have problems, either they were hurt or injured. By eating those animals, they're taking out animals that could make other animals sick. So they're kind of like the doctors in nature. Instead of healing other animals, they're just going to eat them. And that stops a lot of spread of disease and viruses in animals in nature. Now, one of the main things people think about in Florida, they never want to go swimming in lakes because alligators and they're going to attack you. And that can't be farther from the truth. Alligators want nothing to do with humans. Unfortunately, though, people do feed wild animals. And what you're doing is you're teaching that animal to come right up to you and expect food. And if you don't have food, you can become food. Animals naturally are afraid of us. So it's really good to stay away and never feed wildlife. Keep a safe distance and don't interact with them. It's wonderful to go out and view animals in nature. Do not try to feed them, play with them, catch them, harass them, because that's when animals can attack. And one of the main differences between an alligator and a crocodile is this face right here that you're looking at. He has a U-shaped snout. Crocodiles have a very V-shaped snout, and you can only see the top set of teeth there. Let me see if I can get, there he goes. You can only see those top teeth. On a crocodile, you can see both sets of teeth when his mouth's closed. And they have really cool eyeballs. Their eyeballs have slits in them, which mean they're really good at seeing at night. They hunt a lot when the sun's going up and the sun's coming down. That's called crepuscular. And he has 2 sets of eyelids. One set goes up and down, just like your and eyes do. The other one goes side to side. It's called a nictitating membrane, and it acts like a pair of goggles when he's swimming underwater. Let's see if we can see that. Yeah, one more time. We have eyelids going up and down and side to side. Very cool. Cracky here is awesome.
All right, so this is Suave, and Suave is a savanna monitor. These guys are native to the savannas of Africa, so they love the hot, dry, desert almost climate in Africa. And we got Suave because someone got him as a little pet when he was a cute tiny lizard, and they didn't do their research and didn't realize that he can get to be about 3 feet long and again can live about 20 to 30 years. So that's a big commitment. You have to do your research before you get a pet. And Suave is also a carnivore, so he's got sharp nails and teeth. He does eat lots of meat. In fact, this morning he just had a bunch of little pinky mice. So he likes little rodents, eggs, lots of bugs, and those nails help him climb around, so he can hold on pretty well to me right there. So you gotta make sure he feels comfortable, but we handle him all the time, so he's really used to us. He's got a great disposition, obviously very comfortable to come out and meet people, so we love educating people about this species. And he is definitely a lizard because, again, he's got those ears, those little holes on the side of his head. He can hear really well. Snakes actually don't have ears. They also don't have those arms and legs to help them get around. So there's a big difference, and there's also a lot of different species of lizards out there. There's thousands of different species. He is a monitor species, so there's also lots of different types of monitor lizards. So it's really awesome. They're found all over the world, and we love having this little guy to teach people all about them.
This is my friend Fuego, and he is a bearded dragon from Australia. And they're called bearded dragons because you can see right here, when he wants to get a mate or he wants to show off, he's going to turn his beard nice and big, and it's going to change colors. Now, there's all sorts of different colors of bearded dragons in the pet trade, and they are very popular pets. And they actually make decent pets. If you're willing to give them the right type of lighting and the right type of food, they're very docile. They live like this their whole time. They will hang out with you on your shoulder. They're a nice animal. They're not too fast. They're not going to run away. And it's almost impossible to get bit by a bearded dragon. So they do make very popular pets. We love Fuego. He goes to lots of events with us and meets lots of people and teaches people all about lizards.
All right, I'm in here with our tortoise yard. We have a handful of sulcatas all waking up this morning to get some yummy breakfast. They're getting some fresh greens, cactus, peppers, and these guys are native to Africa, and they're actually the 3rd largest tortoise in the world. They can get over 200 pounds and live over 100 years. So people get these as pets when they're cute little guys and don't realize how big they're gonna get and that they can outlive us. We get a lot of calls for them roaming around here in Florida, which isn't a great thing for our ecosystem since they're from Africa. So we take them in here, give them a nice home, let people meet them. They're a pretty awesome species. The shell keeps them nice and protected. It's actually a big bone, so it's gonna grow with them. They don't switch out their shell, and it has nerve endings, so they can feel you scratching them there. They've got nerve endings there to feel all of that. And they're also gonna soak up the sun, just like a solar panel, to help them grow nice and big and strong. They turn that sunlight into energy, help them grow. Really, really awesome animals. We love having our tortoises. And I'm gonna have to wake up our one more little guy here. See him coming. All right, so this little one is Righty, and he is a gopher tortoise. Now you might notice why we named him Righty. He is actually missing his front right foot. He is a native species here in Florida, and they are what we consider a keystone species because tortoises dig tunnels, and those tunnels or burrows provide homes for hundreds of other animals. So it's very important to have gopher tortoises here because they are able to shelter and keep a lot of other animals safe. Now, We have permits to have Righty due to that injury, so he's a great ambassador species for us to teach people about. And there's a really big difference between turtles and tortoises. He's got these cute little stumpy feet. He does not swim at all. So turtles are known to be more aquatic. They've got that webbed feet, but a lot of people get those confused, and sometimes people think they want to help and think they need to get any turtle or tortoise back into the water. Now, you don't need to ever do that. Turtles can come out of water just as long as they need to. They usually know where they're going. Turtles and tortoises are both very territorial. They have a home range, and they definitely know where they're going. So we like to tell people, if you ever see them maybe crossing the road, you can help them get to the other side, but don't ever try to take them home or move them to a different location or throw them in the water. They'll get there when they need to. So we love having Righty. Really awesome little guy, great personality. Hi, buddy. We'll let him go down for some breakfast too.
This is Littlefoot, and Littlefoot is a red-footed tortoise. He was confiscated by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. Someone tried to bring him into the country illegally. Unfortunately, lots of animals are trafficked illegally for the wildlife pet trade, and it's really bad. It hurts their numbers in the wild, and most of the animals end up dying. They don't do well being smuggled, and this guy is lucky to be able to live his life out with us. Now, one really cool thing about the red-footed tortoise species is that most tortoises are herbivores, meaning they're going to only eat fruits and vegetables and greens. These guys are known to be omnivores. This is one of the very few species of tortoises that love to eat meat, most specifically carrion, animals that are dying and dead in the rainforest. They'll actually pick it up and eat it all. So we do give him meat every now and then, and he really enjoys it. Say hi, Littlefoot. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our vlog today. I hope you enjoyed it, learning all about lizards and tortoises. Join us next week, and we're going to go all over our barnyard animals, and we may let them out and go for a little adventure throughout the sanctuary.